this world has been connected. And now darkness within darkness awaits you.
In the end, every heart returns to the darkness whence it came.
My name is Ansem. I reach for the darkness. One who knows nothing can understand.
Everybody, welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is episode number 22 of season 2 of the longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast. We are those damn podcasters, Mike and Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hi, we back.
Sorry about the no podcast last week. Time just got away from us, but we're here with episode 22 this week. How you feeling, Jason?
Dude, I'm honestly been really out of it today, but I'm
Same.
here for the podcast, dude.
Dude, I'm always here for the podcast.
A bit of a funk day.
Yeah, I've been in a bit of a, I've been like very spacey, very foggy, you know, like very just, well, like Tara will say something to me and I'll go, what? And she'll go, I told you this already. And I'm like, I don't remember, you know? So it's been one of those days, but we're here to bring you the most excellent episodes of the Ansem Report podcast that we can put together. Before we get started, I just want to say, you know, some of you that are in the Discord or involved in, you know, stuff may have heard about some Kingdom Hearts speedrunner kind of drama stuff going on, and you might actually be sick of it if you've heard of it. And I just wanted to address something real quick on the podcast, and then we'll move on from it. I firmly believe that if there is someone, whether it's a student at your school or someone at your job or just someone in your family or someone that plays Kingdom Hearts 1 really fast and they're trying to bully you or make you feel small, you should stand up to them. And I think that's very important to stand up to people like that. And that's all I have to say about it.
And your friends, yeah.
And defend your friends. Help your friends. Because that's what we're all about. Right, Jay?
True.
All right, moving on. We have a special segment today, Jason, where, you know, with shout out to our good friend Regular Pat. I don't think we've kicked Pat's shins in a while.
Yeah, honestly, that's how the podcast be falling off recently. You know?
Yeah, we haven't said anything about Regular Pat that's inflammatory or. And I guess I'm not going to start now. He has this video series that he's been doing where he's been taking surveys from his fan base about what games or properties or movies we are going to see in the next Kingdom Hearts game, Kingdom Hearts 4, and how likely they are and how much people want them. And he's been going, it's been a whole video series. He's been going through different types of Disney properties like classic animated, Pixar, live action, and it's pretty interesting stuff. And it got me thinking, Jason, what do we think is going to be in Kingdom Hearts 4 from a property standpoint?
Yeah, we haven't really talked about KH4 for a minute, like, or at least it feels like it, right?
Right.
Like,
it does feel like it's been a while.
It was announced, and then nothing has really happened since, right? So there hasn't been enough to fuel the copium addict machine that is the KH fan base.
True.
For long enough. Yeah, we need something to stoke the fires, dude. We got to get on the whole October 4th, something's dropping. Hype
Hey, October
train.
4th's coming up. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed for Mr. Nomura. But what we're gonna do, instead of just having like a free form conversation about things, because we can't do anything normal around here, we decided, let's play a little game with this. So Jason and I are gonna name 3 different properties each. We're gonna pick one that similar to what regular Pat's doing, one that we really want, one that we think is really likely. And then as a bonus, we're going to do a third one, a world that's returning to Kingdom Hearts.
That we think will return.
We think will return, that's already been in Kingdom Hearts before. So, what one should we start with, Jay?
I think we just do one that we want.
One that we want? Okay. So, the one that I want, I'll go first. And I think a lot of people would actually go opposite on this of me. And say they don't want this, but I'm more of an optimist than a pessimist, and I am excited for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to be part of Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. What do you think? Like what?
So I did say the Marvel
phase
Cinematic
1, phase 2,
right,
or current.
Something Pat talks about in his videos a lot is that he doesn't think they're gonna do like Avengers, which was my original thought because that would be cool. Because Sora's hub world is already like this big metropolis city, right? And they're not going to go, oh, hey, here's another world you go into that's like a similar big metropolis city with the superheroes.
And Big Hero 6 is kind of like
and Big
that
Hero 6
too,
is and a Marvel property. So technically I'm cheating.
Technically.
But I think they could go a couple of ways with it. I think it's got to be like an Avengers deal, right? I mean, I guess maybe they could do something like a Black Panther or a Shang-Chi, which would be cool.
Yeah.
But I think the most likely thing actually isn't an MCU property. It's Into the Spider-Verse. There's a new Spider-Verse movie coming out. The only problem with that is it's murky with like the rights because Sony still technically has the rights to the movies. So maybe they go, hey, this is the comic. This is the Miles Morales comic, right? Wink, wink. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways they could go. I just, I'm a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as you can hear on our podcast. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Check it out.
Check it out when it comes out. Right now it's just Patreon exclusive, but soon it will be out. Maybe, hopefully. I just think it would be cool to let Sora kind of hang out in that world. Maybe they do just do a solo hero type thing. I'm trying to think of one that's not just like in a big city, but maybe you.
It'd be cool if there was like a Loki type deal.
Yeah, Loki would, but that okay. So
where
the only
you don't
problem,
know it's Loki, you don't know it's Loki for like the whole first part of the world, and then at the end you realize the person that you were helping the whole time was Loki or something.
The problem with starting with like the show Loki is like that's so far deep into the MCU, and you're hoping that people have watched it. I don't think it
needs
right?
to be. No, I don't. No. I mean, like Loki is in like you could do like similar, but it's more like, just like a funny little adventure type thing. It's not like as serious as the show Loki,
right?
But you could just do anything,
or you do the first Thor movie, and you're with Thor, and then Sora, Donald, and Goofy are dressed as the Warriors 3.
Okay, and then you have to go get him? Like, I don't...
I don't know, dude. Yeah, you hang out in that town in New Mexico.
the lamest part of Thor 1, the Warriors 3?
Yeah, hey, maybe Sora...
Isn't there like 5 of them?
No, it's the Warriors 3. It's Volstagg and Fandel and... Fuck, what's the other guy's name?
Is Lady Sif not part of it?
It's the Warriors 3 and Lady Sif. Like that it's like
Tell me why I was
Queen with Adam Lambert.
Tell me why I was thinking that both of the not Volstagg, the other one.
Fandel? You thought the 2 different versions of Fandel were different people? 2 different
versions are different people.
Yeah,
one
I can
is
see
Zachary Levi and one is the other guy. I don't know.
Why can't I think of the other guy's name?
I don't know.
The really racist Asian stereotype.
Yeah. Bro,
Hogan.
I love it.
Hogan.
Hogan, dude.
Yeah.
whoever you are and wherever you came from, surrender now, or we will show you no mercy.
Morsi. Dude, can you imagine him saying that to like fucking Xehanort?
Yeah.
And Xehanort's just like, I just told you who I was.
It would be the Master of Masters, and the Master of Masters would be monologuing, and then he would say that.
Right. He would tell him exactly who it was, and he'd go, whoever you are, or wherever you came from, turn back now, or we will show you no mercy. So ridiculous. But yeah, there's a million ways they could go with Marvel. Even if they don't do the MCU necessarily, they just go, hey, this is like a comic book story, and they make up their own shit. You know, really the only route they can't go, unfortunately, I think, is Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Because I just think Sony is so balls deep in Spider-Man right now.
They're so tight-fisted with it, even though they fuck it up consistently.
Right. They're so balls deep in Spider-Man, and they can't pull out because it's too good. The Spider Bussy is too good. They can't pull out.
Oh God. Okay, moving on.
All right, yeah, Jason. What
the one that I
see?
want is a complete pipe dream. It will never freaking happen ever because not only do they not have the rights, it's also like an old franchise at this point. But I want it, okay? This isn't about what reality, okay? This is unreality. But
That's
I want How to Train Your Dragon, dude.
Okay.
How to Train Your Dragon. You could do any of the movies, dude. You could do the beginning where they hate dragons. You could do the second movie where they actually have the dragons. You could do the third movie where they're like going back to the dragons, bro. Like there's just a bunch that you could do.
Yeah.
And I like Hiccup and I like Toothless. Like they're goated. Like you're telling me like if you had like Toothless with like Hiccup on his back, it's almost kind of like a Baymax type deal.
True.
That would be dope.
That would be awesome. I gotta be honest with you. I've only seen snippets of those movies. Like they play in like the kid room at my job or whatever. But I've never really watched them. But I've heard people say they're pretty good movies.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So that's your answer for that? Is How to Train Your Dragon? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be dope.
A DreamWorks property, and in a similar vein to DreamWorks.
And they'd just be dressed up as like Vikings, bro. It'd be dope.
It's going to take a lot to make that dream work. You know what I'm saying? Why don't we do like a snake draft, Jason? Why don't you tell us about your most likely property?
I think the most likely one, and it's because there's already been a lot of theories from like the trailer we've seen, is Star Wars. I think it's going to be in, whether you like it or not, guys. I think it's going to be in. And what I'm thinking is either it's going to be OG trilogy or like Mando, where you go on a fancy little adventure and that's it. Like it's not that deep.
I really think Baby Yoda is the type of thing that Nomura would like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Based on what little I know of the man, but he's like, oh, I like that Baby Yoda. So he's like, give me Mando, you know. I know he's a fan of Star Wars in general. Like that's people have said this.
I mean, yeah, based on the story, I would assume.
Right, yeah. I mean, based on just go fucking watch the cutscenes in BBS and no. But yeah. I think that's a safe bet considering, I mean, that foot in the trailer.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I can't think of anything else that could be. The only thing I can think of where Star Wars isn't in Kingdom Hearts is if like that's some like weird like
Easter egg or something.
Easter egg, right? Where it's like, oh, this is a robot. But why would you even show that in the trailer? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not that it was the focus of that shot.
It could just be kind of sloppy, but I can't. I feel like I don't know.
So you add one of the first things you did, Kingdom Hearts, was add this Easter egg. You know what I mean? Like that just doesn't make sense to me. So I think it's got to be in there. I don't think they necessarily intended it to be like everybody look, there's an HEHE walker in the fucking trailer, like that. Because if that's the case, you reveal it and you make it cool, right?
Yeah.
But I think it just kind of slipped in the trailer, and they said, "Whoopsie," you know.
Yeah. Pretty much. Okay, I would be fine with literally anything Star Wars except for the sequels, bro. I don't like the sequels. Let's not even get into it. But
So
like,
you'd be okay with the prequels?
I would even be okay with the prequels, yeah.
Mickey versus Yoda?
Maybe not like maybe not episode 1, okay? Maybe
Mickey,
not episode 1. Maybe we don't go talk to Jar Jar, you know, like
dude, you know Goofy's gonna look like Jar Jar, right?
oh my god. If you could see my face, it would
I could hear your
Oh my
face somehow.
God.
Bro, I mean, his
Oh
Monsters Inc.
my
version is basically
God.
Green Jar Jar, right?
It pretty much is, yeah.
You know, Goofy's gonna be Jar Jar and Donald's gonna be like R2D2 or something.
Yeah, I was thinking more like it was gonna be like C-3PO R2D2, you know?
Nah, Goofy
But-
Jar Jar's better.
Goofy Jar Jar does fit better, and especially because it's like Goofy kind of does have that like drunken monk type of style a lot of times
Right.
too. Like it just fits too good.
I mean, I don't think George Lucas would ever admit this, but I mean, Jar Jar's a goofy archetype.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you
without
accidentally
Goofy, Jar Jar
do-
doesn't exist, and Jar Jar's
Yeah.
the key.
He's the key.
He's the key. If we can get Jar Jar going.
Donald is actually Watto.
Okay. They come to my store. How do they find me?
You'll never beat Zabulba.
Dude, I'd honestly be in on episode 1, dude.
Yeah, now at this point we've kind of talked ourselves into it.
I'm honestly in on episode 1, and you do some pod racing minigame.
And you literally collude with Anakin to make him win in the pod race. It's canon that he Sora was the one taking out all the other
Right.
pod racers, but a lot of the pod racers were just heartless. No one noticed except for, you know, Sora, Donald, and Goofy in that order, you know, like
How come they
They're
let all
the
these
only
heartless
ones.
enter this race? Well, I don't know, Sora, but I think we need to take them out.
and then it shows Zabulba and he's got like darkness around him.
Zabulba's been taken by the darkness. Oh, that would be great. I'd be into that.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, as long as we see an appearance from my man Ben Quadraneros, dude, I'm good. Like, come on, dude.
You're telling me Ben Quadraneros doesn't die in a Travis from Travis Town type of fashion where he gets turned into a
we
heartless
find
dude?
out that Ben Quadraneros pod racer didn't blow up because of like lack of ineptitude or whatever. It's because the fucking heartless blew it up, dude. Right at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, dude. He dies at the very beginning.
No, Ben Quadraneros.
Anything to
Anyway.
get those commentators in too, dude.
Yeah, dude,
Those guys
the
are
two-headed
goated.
commentator guy.
Yeah,
That
was
shit's
goated.
dope. Dude, episode 1's a classic. I don't care what anybody says. All right,
It's a romp.
it's a romp. It's a classic romp, dude. And then you help Sora helps fight Darth Maul, dude.
Dude, true.
And you reaction command through the fucking laser walls, dude.
You cut them all.
Right, dude. Kingdom Hearts is basically Star Wars. Right? This is like a layup,
I mean,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
For
sure.
All right. Enough Star Wars talk. Sean's getting a boner wherever he's at right now.
Yeah, what's your most likely?
My most likely pick is another thing that seems very Kingdom Hearts from the get-go.
Mhm.
And it's actually a movie I haven't seen. But I think it's very likely that we are going to get a Moana world in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, I haven't seen Moana either. I've seen like a bunch of clips of it.
So what I know about Moana is I know the song, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, with The Rock.
Oh, and I know the You're Welcome song, right? With The Rock.
Yeah.
Those are the
What
two
can
things I know.
say except you're welcome.
But I learned a little bit about Moana recently because I've been secretly, in secret, in shadow and silence, playing Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Oh, shoot.
For reasons I cannot divulge right now. You get to go to a tiny little, they let you go to these little hubs of the different characters. And you get to go to this tiny Moana world. And, it's not, it doesn't follow the plot of the movie or anything, but, it was playing the song all cute, and, you learn that, The Rock is like a god.
A demigod.
A demigod, and he's fucking ripped. And he has a hook.
Yeah, he's shredded.
And Moana seems cool, and so I was like, this would definitely work with Kingdom Hearts 4. Like Sora gets this is just like Destiny Island, my home,
Yeah, like he might wake up on he'll wake up on the beach or something, and then when he opens his eyes, whoever's over top of him, probably Moana, looking down on him, wake up, or looking to see if he's dead or whatever, and then he sees that it's KHIV for a second, and he does and then she bops him on the head, and it's obvious that she bops him on the head, but regular Pat doesn't notice it.
That's true.
Okay, there we go. We kicked the shins, guys. It's back. We're back.
It was more of a little kick, tiny little baby kick, but it was a kick. Tell me why I was gonna say he sees the Rock's character but thinks it's Waka.
What?
And he's like, Waka?
And then he gets hit in the head, and then he's like, oh.
He goes, oh, this person looks nothing like Waka.
Not at all. What the fuck?
Bro, they have similar vibes, okay? That's all I was saying.
Okay, dude.
They got similar vibes, dude. Big burly island men, similar vibes.
Okay.
Sora might get him confused. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Moana's my answer. I can't divulge more because honestly, like I said, I've never seen the movie, but I just think it fits. And it's to me, of all the newer Disney movies, if we're not talking the other properties they bought, like Star Wars and Marvel, if we're talking about the newer Disney movies, that one makes the most sense to me from what I know about it.
Yeah.
So I just think that's a layup,
Yeah.
For my returning world, I was torn here between two. And I'm going to go with the one that I think makes more sense to me and that I would want instead of the one I was originally going to pick. And I'm actually going to say the Fairy Tale Kingdom, a.k.a. the Kingdom of Corona. And, this one seems weird to pick this because...
Right. Yeah, I'm interested to see what you have to say because it seems like it was pretty wrapped up.
It's pretty wrapped up, and there's not really a sequel. I know there's a Tangled television show, but that's not why I picked it. The reason I picked it is because they show us this world in Missing Link, in the trailer for Missing Link. It is one of the few worlds they show us.
I guess I didn't notice that was what it was.
In one of the battles, you are in the Kingdom of Corona, fighting a large body, I believe, in the trailer. And to me, that says, it doesn't matter if there's not a story there or not, right? It's showing, it's going to show up in Missing Link, and they're going to have some fucky-wucky, timey-wimey shit that says, oh, time happens different here to make it line up.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe, but I really do think returning there in Kingdom Hearts 4 is a possibility. Even if there's not a story necessarily to mine from, because, we've seen that before with different Kingdom Hearts properties where it's like, oh, they just made this up kind of, and it kind of takes elements of different things. And I just think that would be cool to see that. And if you add in the fact that it will be easier in the Unreal Engine to use that again, which is the reason they're probably using it for Missing Link as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that I could see that. Also, I thought the world was really cool, so I wouldn't even be against it either.
No, I had fun there. That was probably one of my favorite worlds. Anything
to not have Olympus again, even though we probably will.
Well, we're definitely gonna have Olympus again. That wasn't my other answer.
Is it like
a layup, though?
Yeah, but is it like a KH1 Disney Castle style thing where
it could be?
Donald and Goofy are there, but Sora never goes there, so you're not really there.
It could also be like, okay,
or Hollow Bastion.
It could also be like, okay, we're going back to the underworld. You haven't been there since KH2. Remember that? Here we are. You know?
Yeah.
Could be one of those deals.
Yeah.
Where we're going back. But I don't know. That one's a layup to me. That I didn't pick that one, and I don't think you picked that one because it's like that's easy. It's low hanging fruit, you know. What's your answer for the world that we'll have that's returning?
Dude, mine is a bit of a harebrained theory. Okay,
I like it.
Not in that choosing it makes it super crazy, but I think its role will actually be a lot more than just.
Are you saying it has a role to play?
Right. I think it actually does have a role to play. And I'm going to tell you what its role is. It's Game Central Station.
You tell me.
I will tell you. And it's Game Central Station.
Ooh.
And in the same way that it's like, you know, they're in like 3 layers of like, they're not in like a dream world, but it's like a data world of a dream world of like that's how it was connected in Union Cross, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say that, you know, Game Central Station is like some unreality type shit, right?
True.
And you know how the Darknesses got trapped in Game Central Station, like in the power cord looking area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that they just went back through the power cord and then effed up on reality.
Yeah.
I think that that's why it's supposed to be a place of neither light nor darkness. And then when, you know, people show up from their like afterlife or whatever, I don't know there might be weirdness with the translation of what Strelitzia said, but I think that that's what makes the darkness come out is when, you know, there's like these people who were formerly in a place of light and darkness, and that's how it got there.
Okay.
So not only will Game Central Station be in there and anything else they want to do, but also the reason that Game Central Station is like a big deal is that that's how the like primal darknesses got to Unreality.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet. You don't have Yoko Shimomura write all these cool songs for Game Central Station and only keep them in Union Cross, right?
True.
So to me, again, I think that's a layup.
To rot away.
Right. I think that's a good answer. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this segment. Thank you to Regular Pat for being our inspiration. Even, you know, we had to kick your shins a little bit. But I want to know what you guys think. Let us know either in the comments or in the Discord. Maybe should that be the question of the week?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I guess next week's question of the week is gonna be what we did.
Keep it rolling. Yeah.
Do what we did.
Yeah,
one that you want, one that you think is likely, and one returning world. And give us a little sauce as to why.
Heck yeah.
I just want to take a moment, Jason, to shout out our listeners in California.
Yo?
Because at 12% of our listenership in the U.S., that is the most listened state, California.
Wow. So it's to the CA homies.
But you know what's in second place, Jason? What state?
Florida?
No, they're third. Our good friends down south in Texas, brother.
Texas.
In Texas. And specifically, 37% of all Texas listeners are in Dallas, Texas, brother. And you know what's good about that, brother?
Ooh, I think I know where this is going.
Our good friends, KH Guides and his crew that put on KH 20th, brother, they are putting on in September
a bit of a shindig
that we're going to be attending called KH Reconnect. And it's going to be in September next year, a year from now, in Dallas, Texas, brother. That's where it's going to be.
Date pending.
Date pending. We don't know exactly what day, but in September. Yeah. And I just thought it was interesting that, you know, maybe KH Guides looked at our metadata and said, wow, they're real popular in Dallas.
Yeah, he somehow has our metadata.
They're real popular in Dallas, brother. We gotta get them there.
They set it up just for us.
So yeah,
So we can't do California. That's too cringe.
Yeah, California would be pretty cringe. There's a lot going on. Yeah. Who knows? California, there might be an earthquake and it might break off into the sea, brother.
Oh my God.
You don't know what will happen. And you want to know what the number one area in California is?
L.A. I don't know, dude.
San Diego. 10% of our California listenership is in San Diego. It's really funny. I had no intention of bringing this part of it up. I just happened to be clicking.
You just had seen it. Yeah.
I just happened to be clicking through shit and then saw that Dallas was our most popular place in Texas where people listen to us. So shout out to our brothers down there in Dallas. We love you. And we're going to come see you in a year. All right. So my point of saying this to you guys is this. If we don't have any plans anytime soon for any kind of SpikeGhetti Bros meetup because, frankly, we just don't have the time and the money to put something like that on right now. Yeah. However, we are planning on being at KHIV Connect in September. So if that's something you'd like to do to come meet up with us and hang out, we're gonna try to plan some kind of karaoke night for sure because we've been talking about that for a long time. Hopefully they have cool karaoke bars in Dallas. I don't know. But we're gonna try to plan something like that. And just, hang out at that event. So if you want to come hang out with us, start saving your money, start budgeting, Yeah. You got a whole year.
It would be awesome to see you guys there.
Yes. It would be awesome to see everybody there along with guides and all those really cool people. So,
yes.
Before I move on real quick, I just want to say I'm disappointed in my fellow Michiganders. Okay.
Okay.
I'm a little disappointed in y'all because 2% of our U.S. listenership is from Michigan. 2. That puts you below California, Texas, Florida, New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Colorado, Illinois, Georgia, Washington, Indiana, Massachusetts, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, Alabama. Come on, guys.
Yeah, a lot of these states catching strays, bro.
Bro, I'm sorry. Indiana, Ohio, it's the butthole of America. And y'all let them win. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I can't believe this. 22% of our Michigan listenership, though, is from Detroit. So, respect where respect's due.
Apparently, we can have shit in Detroit.
We can. But anyway, and then shout outs to the United Kingdom and Canada, who at 4% each are out of 83% is in the United States. Not really that global, but 4% in the United Kingdom and Canada, 2% in Australia, and then just a lot of 1%ers after that. Sweden, Netherlands, Germany, New Zealand, Ireland, Portugal, Finland, Brazil, Japan, Poland. It's crazy that we have listeners in Japan.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
That's nutty, dude. Yeah. That's crazy.
That's cool.
Man, what a crazy life we lead, huh?
Yeah. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, shout out to our 79% male audience.
Yeah. Shout out to the homies.
This is all like...
Honestly, 79% is like pretty fucking low.
That's pretty low.
I feel like.
Shout out to the... Hold on, shit, I clicked off of it. Hold on. I want to get this right. Shout out to the 17% female, the 3% non-specified, and the 1% non-binary that listen to us as well.
Dude, hell yeah.
Love you guys. Love you all. Yeah, I feel like a lot of channels like ours, they have like 95% male audience.
99, bro.
Yeah. Now, this isn't counting the YouTube listens. This is just Spotify. But still, shout out to those ladies out there listening to us. We appreciate you. I'm glad we're not cringe to you. Or you cringe listen. Either way, I'm okay with it. Anyway, we're going to take a short break, Jason. And when we come back, we are maybe going to do one of the silliest questions of the week that we have ever had.
It's just silly.
It's a silly one.
It's just silly.
Let me get the exact wording here. And this one's been marinating for 2 weeks. So it's from Perk Upgrade. What kind of automobiles would the Kingdom Hearts cast drive? So we're going to visit that when we come back, and we'll be right back. See ya. I don't know why I said see ya. We're coming right back.
Yeah, what the hell?
Leave. I mean, don't. What?
No.
I don't know what I'm saying.
this is Richard Epcar. Welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. Come to the darkness.
Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. Jason.
What?
It's time for the question of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to Afro-Roxas. Love you. This question of the week, Jason, is from Perk Upgrade. What kind of automobiles would the Kingdom Hearts cast drive?
Okay.
Pretty interesting, silly question.
Pretty quirky.
Up first is Emmy Luna. Shout out to Emmy Luna. And she says, I can see Xehanort with a Segway. Zigbar would have an old shitty Ford Ranger that he plays Nickelback in.
Ooh.
Do you think
Yeah.
Zigbar listens to Nickelback?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like that tracks.
I don't know. I feel like he doesn't, but he does secretly. And
No,
he
I
only
think
gets.
he unapologetically does it.
No, I don't think he does. But I think if they play the Spider-Man one, they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. That song, he sings along, and then people know.
Now, to me, it'd be like he's like, fine, I'll drive, but if I gotta drive, we're listening to what I want to listen to, and then he puts on Nickelback.
Look at this graph. Says, actually, I'm sorry. Emmy Luna had a second answer down here that I'll just read right now. I can see Naminé driving one of those Beetle cars with eyelashes.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
definitely.
I like that.
Naminé watched, what is it, Herbie, and was like, damn.
Herbie Fully Loaded.
Damn, that shit. Yeah.
Sean says, Roxas definitely rides one of those electric skateboard things. No room for a car in Twilight Town. True.
Like the ones that you like lean up forward in?
Yeah. I think that's what he means.
Okay.
Those are cool. Roxas has big enough feet to maneuver one of those.
Yeah, he would definitely just have like his hands in his pocket, just leaning forward.
And Pence would be running alongside him trying to talk to him.
On like a, no, I think he wouldn't be running. I think he'd be on like a scooter, but like not an electric one.
A razor
Like,
scooter?
He's kicking away. Yeah.
He's trying to flip it.
Yeah. He is gassed too. Like he is out of breath.
He is not prepared to keep up with Roxas.
No, it's shitty. It's a shitty scooter.
Oblivion says Larkseen would have that gold Hummer in the 2NE1 Falling in Love music videos. I don't know what that is, but I'll take your word for it.
A gold ass Hummer? Okay,
And
okay.
then Tara would have a super rusty car that barely functions, but it still drives.
It's got a lot of heart in it, and then he hits the top of the trunk,
And the bumper falls off.
The bumper falls off. Yeah.
He like quick is like scrambling to put it back on.
Yep.
You just gotta hit. He's trying to start it. You just gotta hit the gas at the right point, brother.
Just gotta have a bit of
Ring,
finesse.
ding, 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 ding.
You just
Yeah.
gotta have the touch.
But then like he gets in a zombie apocalypse scenario, and he's like, "Come on, you son of a bitch!" Just cranking it, you know. Anyway, that was a weird. I don't know what that was. Egg of She-Hulk says, Pete drives a pimp mobile or walks. Haven't we seen Pete's car? Or at least Captain Dark's car?
Yeah, he's got a.
It's kind of a pimp mobile.
He's got a convertible, bruh.
Yeah. Also, I think that Luxord would drive a very fancy automobile, possibly even a limousine, as a chauffeur of some kind. I don't know how these ideas come to me, haha. Thank you, Egg.
Okay, I don't know, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. StuCat says, okay, so I think Riku would have a motorcycle, same with Yozora. Sora would have a BMW or something similar that runs on smiles, and Kairi would have a pink Mini Cooper that's always being towed, so she stores it in Sora's trunk. Wait, what? How small are Mini Coopers? They're not that small.
They must be really small.
But they mean mini.
Yeah.
Do you think, Jason, do you think Minnie drives a Mini Cooper? Thank you. Billy the Kid Lawrence says, not sure about every single character, but a lot of them at least have keys to start their vehicles, magic keys at that. So I'm sure most of them are set. I do know, though, that Aqua would definitely operate a blue luxury Chrysler Pacifica minivan a.k.a. the Mommy Mobile. Thank you, Billy the Kid.
Nice.
Do you think if I say Chrysler Pacificas suck, Billy the Kid's gonna be mad at me about it?
I'll be like, how dare you?
Good thing I didn't say that. Alex says Riku would have a Ferrari because he thinks those are still a thing. I don't know shit about cars. Vanitas would have a motorcycle though. And then Alex adds, I can't drive, Keck W.
That's okay, Alex.
It's okay, buddy. One day.
He would drive like a car. That's like
Ferrari's a car, right?
Like a red one.
It goes real fast. Definitely doesn't follow the traffic laws.
It's got like 5,000 horsepower.
How'd they get 5,000 horses in that engine? Chris McKay says Goofy got one of those Flintstone cars where it's a car that he just carries as he runs. That or an airplane to be canon with the Disney parks. Yeah, I could see Goofy like he gets his feet going like like and takes off, you know?
Yeah.
Like in Scooby-Doo. I could see it.
Like they run in place for a second.
Right. Man, I still can't believe, bro, that restaurant did Fred Flintstone dirty in the intro to the Flintstones, bro. You know that big-ass rack of ribs ain't gonna keep his car upright, bro. And they just bring that bitch out like that's normal. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna tip his car over, bro. What's wrong with you? I'd give them a 1-star review on fucking Yelp or whatever, bro, for that shit. Brought me brontosaurus ribs, tipped over my car. I'll never come back.
Nearly killed me and my whole family.
I'll never return. Oh, I just want to leave Yelp reviews as Fred Flintstone now. Tyler Rim says Roxas rides a moped. I could see that as well.
Yeah.
In the streets
Like
of Twilight
Vespa?
Town. Yeah, like a Vespa.
Yeah, I can see it.
But he's one of those people that like really are really into their Vespa. Like they really take care of it, you know?
Yeah, like
And,
it's
like, they're,
shiny
like,
as fuck.
They like lean up against it like it's some like cool ass fucking thing. And it's like, bro, that's a Vespa. SP Cat tagged Swirls Barkley for some reason and says Xehanort would drive a Cadillac. I just associate Cadillacs with old people. I see Zemnis driving a real nice Mercedes, probably all black with some white trim. Third and the last one I'll do, I can see Aqua driving around some of the lady cast in a nice convertible, maybe going down to the beach or something. Ladies trip.
Ladies night.
Ladies night. Iron Dad, I still don't know why he tagged Swirls. I really don't understand.
I think it's an inside joke. Because I think Swirls might have tagged SP or something. I don't know, dude.
Well, here's the thing. I don't see Swirls hasn't answered yet. Hold on, I gotta get to the bottom
like
of this
a
right now.
previous one, maybe. I don't know.
Swirls did answer this question of the week. I don't know. I'm calling shenanigans on SP right now.
I feel like I like heard them talking about it though. Like I think there's something to it.
I'm calling shenanigans on SP. Iron Daddy says
SP.
Riku would ride a badass Harley and Sora would be in one of those little attachable seats on the side because he keeps failing his driver's exam. Sad face.
Oh no.
All right, Sora, get in the sidecar. Oh man. Zyblock, I think is how. This is a nobody name. I believe they're new to the server. Welcome. I think Sora would have a car for each of his drive forms. Haha, get it? Because drive and yeah. He would pull up on Heartless in just a nice, clean Chevy Malibu. Hell yeah, I got a Chevy Malibu. Let's go. Chevy Malibus are goated. And then a dial on the dash would transform the car based on the form. Valor is a red lifted Dodge diesel with 35-inch tires, making it easy to climb hordes
it's got
of
a
enemies.
Lift kit, yeah, for sure.
Wisdom, a blue Tesla that has a button to cast thunder. Sure, it's bad for the battery, but it's pretty badass. Master, a gold Lamborghini with gold Keyblade rims. Sora just presses a button that says Strike Raid, and Keyblades fly off the wheels and kill anything in the car's path.
Oh, just kill him. Okay.
Final, a Pagani Huayra.
Okay.
I think that's how you say that. This time, the Keyblades would float around the car like they did in KH2 when you glide. Antiform, a Harley Davidson Nightster. Sora would drive with a Keyblade in hand, but have the other Keyblade stocked in the bike, similar to Cloud's bike in Advent Children. Once I find a microphone, I will drop it.
I love that idea that like he drives. I think it'd just be like he drives a manual, but the shift into each gear is just a different drive form. Yeah,
that's a good answer. Panda Love says, I can imagine Sora driving a little red Mazda. Riku probably has a Tesla or something. Kairi is passenger princess that makes Sora and Riku drive her around. But when they can't, she has to drive an old clunker from the early 2000s because Papa Nomura spent all his money buying Sora and Riku cars and couldn't get a new car for Kairi's Sag. Oh no.
Damn.
Wow, that was quite a meta answer from Panda there. Chatzale says, joke answer, but I'm going all for it. They would all drive in the cars of Cars 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my god.
Sora would drive McQueen and say ka-chow every time they do the slightest spin. Donald and Goofy would be using Luigi and Guido. Kairi would use Sally. Riku would be riding Ramon, and Xehanort would come in Lizzie because they're both super old.
What?
Yeah, phrasing there. Nobody picks Vader because nobody likes him.
No,
that is not what Chatzale meant. I want to be very clear. That is not what Chatzale meant. I plan for every eventuality.
Lizzie's the fucking old ass car, by the way. The fucking Model T.
God damn it.
Oh my god, I needed that. Thank you so much.
Oh Lord. Mark Creation Studios says Sora gets a moving van for his Heart Hotel. Riku gets a Jeep with a removable top because he loves the wind and misses his long hair that Nomura rudely stole from him.
Okay.
Kairi gets a pink tow truck that is big enough to tow Sora's bus out of ditches when he crashes because he doesn't know how to drive. Mickey gets a limo because he's... I think Mark forgot to... Because he's... Okay. All right, yeah, that's good enough. Goofy uses a unicycle because that's a goofy thing to use and no one uses those anymore.
Okay.
Donald uses his wings. Axel will for sure have a fucking Ferrari or Lamborghini because he loves fire and probably speed too. Roxas gets a motorcycle because it's badass to have one and even has hooks on either side to latch his keyblades onto, I guess. Shion gets nothing because who is Shion anyways?
Damn.
Ventus would love to have a Volkswagen Beetle because he likes it small. Terra gets a big 4x4 truck because he likes it big.
Okay.
Aqua gets a sedan because I'm running out of ideas. Hayner gets a skateboard because KH2 had skateboards. Olette gets a scooter. Pence gets to use his legs because he needs to lose weight.
God,
and Naminé gets a regular everyday minivan that you see on the road because she's boring. Like I can't believe Mark is fat shaming Pence right now. This is ridiculous.
Wow.
Offensive. I'm offended. Mark, you need to apologize right now. You should delete your answer and apologize. Wildcat Diana says...
Not really.
No, not really. I mean, very clear. That was a meme. Mark, you do not have to do that. Wildcat Diana says, before answering, now that we can basically decorate our apartments with KH merch like the KH couch, we know a Kingdom Hearts car is next. Looking at our ensemble cast, Sora, Kairi, Roxas, Ventus, Shion, Naminé all drive a bicycle or a Tesla because they're under 18 and can't drive in most countries. Riku will drive a Regalia just to spite Yosora. Aqua will drive a blue smart car, Terra a Jeep, Lee and Isa each one a Ferrari.
I'm surprised nobody has said a Jeep until Diana.
Yeah. Jeeps aren't in vogue anymore, man.
Yeah.
Jip214 says Olette definitely drives a lime green Kia Soul that hasn't had the oil changed in 2 years.
Okay.
True. Cheery Theoden says, I'd like to imagine the Guardians of Light as some sort of Need for Speed crew driving crazy modded Nissans and shit. Sora is obviously Vin Diesel. And Egg adds...
Instead of family, he says friends.
Egg adds, Sora is Paul Walker. Oh, Egg. Kairi's bro, I'm not a big car guy, but I feel like they would all just drive cars that match their color scheme, and obviously Ansem Seeker Darkness drives a boat.
It just refuses and just drives a boat.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll work for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Pure Strength Stan just did a list here, so I'm just going to go through it here.
My
Sora,
God.
some little white sedan like a Kia or Honda that he can ride with all his friends. Riku, a Toyota Tacoma, so he can do donuts in Ansem's yard. Kairi, she gives me Kia Soul Energy, most likely a blue one.
Okay.
Mickey, one of those little toy Jeeps you see at Target. Donald
One
and
for
Goofy
kids.
usually ride with Sora anywhere, but Goofy has an 89 Ford truck he takes on his sneaky Link dates.
Yo, the sneaky Link.
What the fuck? Nominate a pale blue Volkswagen Beetle that always has the top down.
Okay.
Ventus, a Razor scooter because he's a little baby. Tara, an 07 Ram 1500 extended cab to help tote lingering Will in the back. I was like, what word is that?
What is tote?
Tote. Aqua, a mom van like a Honda Pilot to fit a car seat for Ventus and all his soccer stuff because she's a hardworking MILF. Roxas, a project car like a Miata that he tricked out over many years and probably has anime waifu stickers all over it and neon underlights.
Okay.
Axel, a shitty Honda Civic project car that he got for $300 and a bus ticket at a car show. Has multiple 12-in subs in the back, and he cut the muffler off. Spray painted flames on the side himself.
He cut off the catalytic converter, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. Bro, have you heard that people are just straight up taking those off cars because they want the platinum out of them?
Oh, no, I did not hear that.
So there are people that they drive around parking lots and they find trucks. And if they think they can get away with doing it, and it's like a 5-minute job, dude. And they get under the truck and they cut the catalytic converter off and then bolt. And then they break it and sell the platinum for like $200. Yeah, I've seen it happen at my work so many times that I'm like, I'm so glad my car's not lifted, dude.
Holy
It's insane. It's insane.
Can't have shit.
Right. Anyway, Shion carpools with Axel because she can't get her license. The Final Fantasy crew, they take the train everywhere.
Okay.
Hainer Pencilette in the Mystery Machine. Sayak's gray 15 Silverado truck with a lift kit. He wouldn't have his catalytic converter.
This will get yoinked.
Zigbar, all black 98 Challenger with purple underlights.
Okay.
Larkseen, Tesla, because obviously she'd be annoying about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Marluxia, a Lexus sedan that Sturletzia left behind. Demix,
oh my God.
a Subaru Outback that has space for his sitar. Lexius and Zaldan both have all black lifted 08 F-150 crew cab trucks they take to the gym. Has plenty of space for their gym equipment and weapons, but not enough space for their voice actors. So, okay, I want to be very clear. You cannot write a sentence like, all black lifted 08 F-150 crew cab truck and not expect me to just go into the K Kona accent, bro.
Yeah,
like that.
You can't.
It's got to happen. All the Xehanorts carpool in a big Mercedes van with Master Xehanort at the wheel, screaming to the rest that he'll turn this thing around for the love of darkness. Ansem Seeker of Darkness is riding shotgun, but Zemnis is on aux. Interesting. Jiminy fucking Cricket, nothing because he's already splattered across my windshield like the insignificant insect that he is.
Amen.
Pure Strength Stan, ladies and gentlemen. KH Waterblock says they all drive shit boxes except Goofy and Donald because they had jobs.
True, they get paid good.
Right. Vetus, Riku probably drives a crazy Jaguar to school like an asshole. His mom bought it for him. His mom is Maleficent.
Oh.
Kairi, as the mayor's daughter, could definitely afford a car. However, she prefers to have the other two pick her up for school so they can spend more time together.
Aww.
Sora drives, specifically an old as balls 1994 Toyota Camry. He has to keep replacing the duct tape on the driver's side window to keep it up.
Oh my God.
If you take a turn too fast, the car will spin wildly out of control and kill you. There is a leak somewhere. Where? Somewhere.
Yeah.
If you don't turn on the car within a minute opening the door, the alarm will go off. The fob was ran over and is unusable. Paint and sealant is peeling like a motherfucker. The transmission has been replaced twice. Sometimes the battery is just dead.
Oh my god.
Sora loves that goddamn car and insists on driving them whenever they go on a road trip. I feel like Vetus is like channeling someone in their life.
Yeah, maybe that is exactly somebody.
Yeah. They add Roxas does not have a car. He skateboards everywhere. Okay. True. Claudia DLC says KH1 Sora would drive a 2001 Honda Civic. Riku would drive a Nissan 240.
Okay.
Headstrong by Trapped, who is new to the server, says,
welcome.
I like to think they just drive around in the cars from Cars. Good answer.
That is the most weird shit.
You're
just like inside of them, bro.
I mean,
regardless of what was said earlier, it's weird. I thought it was weird before.
These people didn't create Cars. Disney did, bro. You're mad at the wrong people. Inertia says Cyx drives a lunar rover, Smilers. And the Global Pandemics, who is also new to the server, welcome, just said time to get to sleuthing. And while that's not an answer, I had to read it because I like when people say that, especially Pence. Jason, what's your answer for this question?
Dude, I don't know what fucking car hasn't been fucking named.
That's
dude.
true.
Like, I don't know. I feel like everybody killed this one. You know, like
everybody did very well on this.
They said everything that could be said.
True.
Everything.
True.
Even things that shouldn't be said.
Hold on. Wait.
About Model Ts.
There's not someone's driving a DeLorean, right?
Oh yeah, it's young Xehanort.
Right. I'm glad you picked up what I was laying down. That's the only car I can think of that hasn't been said. Is a DeLorean. A DeLorean, brother. Anyway, that's going to do it for this week's question of the week. Next week's question of the week we already said, but it's basically what we did today earlier. Give me one Kingdom Hearts one property that you would want to see in Kingdom Hearts, one that you think will happen, and one previous world that will return. And tell us why. Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's Ansem Report podcast. That's going to do it for us this week. Jason, why don't you take this time? We don't normally do this because, on most podcasts, there'll be a part where people go, tell people where they can find you. But up until this point, the only place you could really find me or Jason was here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, Jason, you have something to plug, so why don't you plug it?
Yeah, dude. So recently me and Sean have been doing a podcast called Second Breakfast, where we talk about The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, the new show on Amazon. And it's been really fun. We've been really enjoying the show. And I think we both really like the show, but at the same time, we are not overly okay. I'll just say it like how I would say it. We don't dick ride the show, but we also don't hate just needlessly on things that don't really matter, right? We say it like it is, and we have a good time talking about it. And and the best part about the show too is you don't need to know anything about Lord of the Rings to get into it. And especially if you listen to Second Breakfast with me and Sean, because I put a lot of context into what's happening, so you don't really need to know. You know, you just enjoy it. It's a good show. It's a beautiful show. And me and Sean, we kind of pop off. So check it out.
Let me take this moment to say they do pop off. I've been listening every week. It's a very fun show. Sean is, as someone who's done podcasts with Sean's a great person to just talk to about stuff. And he has, some great points. And Jason is like the fucking lore master when it comes to the Lord of the Rings and Tolkien stuff. And it's a really I'm really enjoying the television show, but even more so am I enjoying the podcast after I watch the television show. So I highly recommend you guys check it out. Other than that, you guys can find us on twitch.tv/SuperSpikeGhetti a couple times a week, and check us out on YouTube if you're not, and all that stuff. So anyway, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Jason, hit him with it.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Heck yeah.
Hello?
Jason?
Are you gonna share a screen?
Yeah, did you say fuck off?
Oh no, I didn't.
Right, that's what I was waiting for. I was like, are you gonna say fuck off? I'm so confused.
Hey, we missed 1 week and I'm like, I just don't even know.
I was just so fucking confused.
I'm fucking washed.
I was like,
Psych,
what?
bitch, I didn't forget. Fuck off.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was episode number 22 of the Ansem Report podcast, the longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast in the world, hosted by those damn podcasters. I'd like to thank Metal Vista Media, also known as Jesse Wright and Shane Plunkett, who have allowed us to use Radiant Garden as the theme, the official theme of the Ansem Report podcast, the stream of champions, the podcast of champions even, not just a stream, podcast of champions. Jason, we also have a Patreon. Did you know about this?
Yeah, of course I do, dude. You ask me every damn week. Yeah, I know we have a Patreon.
Sometimes you forget. Thank you to everybody. There are 36 really juiced individuals right now who are supporting us on Patreon, and we really appreciate it. We're going to list them off right now like we do every week. If you want to be listed off, go to patreon.com/SuperSpikeGhetti And we also, from time to time, have some content. We've been a little slow on it, but I promise the content's coming back. I promise. We're going to watch Loki at some point. I promise. Anyway, Jason, start us off.
Famous for nothing.
Pokemon Trainer J.
Nesquik.
Billy the Kid Lawrence.
Corinne Berg.
Dr. Lambic.
D.P. Grant.
SB Cat.
Gavin Dodson.
Iron Aggro.
Iron Daddy Shawn.
It's your boy, Woody.
Lisa S.
Mr. Trumpeter, 7-Eleven.
Preferred Whale 6.
Charles Barkley.
Water KH.
Zach P.
Elbow Juice.
Panda Love.
Frank Berg.
Fabio the Iguana.
Unholy Dolphin.
Vetus.
What's Up Carl.
Lands of Masters.
Regular Pat.
Why is Jason getting progressively more angry as he reads the names? Get Roxel.
Librarian Gamer.
Birdo Jester.
Warning.
Kyrie's Bro.
Afro Roxas.
Travis Town Jr.
Shiny.
And Phil Games. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us. It's been insane. You know, we've had this Patreon for, in January, it'll be a year. So not quite a year yet, but we appreciate all the support we've gotten in our first year. And I promise we are working on more to give you so you guys can feel good about giving us money for it. But even if you don't need that to give us money, you guys are great. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.